desperate people, dominated by emotions, driven by an emotional base rather than an intelligent base, that we'll just take a black man, any black man, and say, yes, we want him for president. I know what some of you will say. That Jesse Jackson has great credentials. Great credentials where? He has great credentials as a neighborhood negotiator for the poor people in Washington and the corporate America. That's where his credentials are. But does he have credentials that will sell in America to the Spanish voter, to the Irish voter, to the other voters? Well, they say that's the image I would like to see over us. When America put a man in the White House, he becomes like Papa, father for America. Is he the kind of man that the good Christian wants to be father for their children? Has his public image, has his public display of his principles indicated that he can be the leader for all the high-class families of America? So we should get our best. We should get our best. The presidency is for the best. The presidency is for a man who has an honorable life, for a man who doesn't display common ghetto antics and mannerisms. We don't want to send a man to the White House and say, hey, yeah, baby, hey, what's happening, my man? What's happening, my man? We don't want that kind of fellow to go to the White House. Not with all of our backing. It says all of us support that kind of middle maker. It should be a man that have not given himself to the shameful mannerisms of the ignorant masses. It shouldn't be a man that will come up and try to get a girl to go with him right out in the public, and he's married. Shouldn't be a man that kisses young women in the mouth and they take his picture and put it in Jet magazine. It shouldn't be a man that professes Christianity and Christian principles and Christian theology, but have Farrakhan introduce him to the black masses. If he's that unfaithful to his Christian principles, how can we expect for him to be faithful to what he claims when he goes into the White House? So we are people in a bad situation for making wise judgments. We are people who have allowed hurt, and mistreatment to dominate our senses. So what we're seeing in our support for Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, what we're seeing in our support for Reverend Jesse Jackson is not a political campaign. We're seeing a grievance campaign. That's all it is. Blacks using Jesse Jackson and the idea of putting a black in the White House to demonstrate their grievances. When black says, I'm for Jesse Jackson, what are those blacks saying? They're saying, I'm hurt because you don't recognize blacks. And I will make this a demonstration for support for blacks to let you know that I have hurt, I have grievances. But that doesn't pay off, brother. Not in such serious matters. No, because you leave on record a happening that speaks very poorly for the intellect of the black race. Say, would they not have the good sense to at least bring a man that was presentable to all Americans on all levels of society? Did they not give enough thought to what they were doing to select a man that would not be laughed at? In fact, Jesse Jackson is laughing himself Look at him closely. When they talk about the president, he's almost laughing. Talk about him going into the White House, he's almost laughing. He's letting them know, all right, don't take this serious. He knows what it is. It's a grievance vote. A grievance vote. That's all it is. But look who's benefiting from it. It's dividing forces that could be of consequence. And it's creating an image. It's creating a precedent that black people will ignore principle, ignore the interests of whole America, just to have any black in the White House. So they'll say, now, how can we depend on the black race to help us shoulder the burden of America? When any time the thing gets crucial, they may leave all of us and the whole responsibility for America just to demonstrate that they are black. Your leaders are leading you to disgrace after disgrace upon disgrace upon disgrace. That's what they're doing. Some sister in the community, poor sister, she writes me and say, I can't understand. I admire you and I can't understand why you haven't come out for Reverend Jesse Jackson. She's hurt. She can't understand. I don't know. I'm a Muslim. I don't want to be on record for supporting the clumsy choice of desperate black America. I'll wait till they get their heads more together and we'll make a wise choice and then I'll be there. No, I'm not going to be in this number. Praise be to Allah. And let me tell you something. We hate to carry the Jumu'ah service this long like this, but let me tell you something. When Reverend Jesse Jackson goes to bargain with the Democrats, with his black supporters, he's going to find that the Democrats' chance of getting in the White House is nil. He's going to have nothing to bargain with because the Democrats will not be able to get in the White House. Now, what's going to be the main factor in their not winning, not getting into the White House? The overwhelming black support for Jesse Jackson. That's a mark against the Democrats. Not only against the blacks, it's a mark against the Democrats. More need to be said, but we don't have the time. We're not going to burden you anymore. But look, again, intelligent white, clear-headed Italians, American, Chinese people, Indians, all of them, they look too. They have concerns, they have interests. All of these ethnic communities, they got their own special interests. And they're saying now, how will the Democrats serve our interests if they have to bargain with Jesse Jackson? The whites that have made great sacrifices, and blacks too, to turn this thing around from an emotional demonstration of the aspirations of American people to a thoughtful effort to gain some strength in this country and some dignity for all the people in this country. How do you think the intelligent ones, the informed ones, the educated ones, they're going to look and they're going to think? See, the intelligent people, they look ahead. They say, now, okay, you got this power. Now, when you come to bargain with this power, what are going to be the ramifications? What can possibly happen? What will Jesse Jackson ask for? Will we want that to be given? Jesse Jackson's going to ask for some more of what we had under Carter. Jesse Jackson will ask for some more of what we had under Lyndon B. Johnson. Right? That's what he's going to ask for. Do you think the majority of the voting people in this country are ready for some more of that? No, indeed. You may say, well, that's what we have to have. No. You haven't learned your lesson from that experience. If you have learned your lesson from that experience, you would say, we don't want that anymore. We don't want to be that heavily supported and defended from Washington, D.C. Anytime Washington, D.C. give that much preferential treatment to one ethnic group, and the worst group, the most risky group it can give that kind of preference to are the blacks. It stands a chance of provoking its other races to war. Especially in hard times like we have now in America, with America having not the freedom in the international world to sell her goods and explore and exploit. Serious time we're living in. So today the situation has changed. The circumstances are not the same anymore. America doesn't have the resources it once had. So for 25 million or 30 million African Americans to become that heavily dependent upon Washington, D.C. will set off a reaction that would be very, very unhealthy for this country in this particular time. All right, so if he goes there with all those votes and bargains, and he comes out with nothing but some more of what we're getting, then what was all this black effort and all this black support for behind a man like Jesse Jackson for the presidency? Was it worth it? You would say no. Okay, well, we have to give forethought to these things before getting involved. I mean the leaders and the leading people, because leadership, not only in leaders, is in leading people. The leading people of our lot, we have to give forethought to these things, and we have to see down the road the possible consequences or the possible developments, and make our decisions after we have wisely assessed the probabilities. Then we make our decision. And if we do that, we will look out for our people, we will look out for us, and we will protect our reputation by building more dignity upon dignity and not disgracing ourselves by just going drunkenly behind a man because he's black. There's a terrible, serious lack of moral courage in the African American people because White House subsidies have pimped you and prostituted you and spoiled you. Terrible lack of moral courage in the African American man today. Because of this terrible lack of moral courage in the African American man today, when time to support anything black, anything goes. I don't care what you represent. What do you represent? Oh, I represent that blacks are baboons. I represent that blacks are baboons, and we should all go out and get apples and make sure that Washington give us enough apples and whatever for the baboons. Say, well, man, we need everybody. This is unity time. We need everybody to support a black man for the presidency. So, okay, we have a black man here. He's going to bring people to the polls. They've never voted before. He's going to help our candidacy. He's never voted before. So, well, what do you represent? He said, well, he says all blacks are baboons. And they're entitled to apples. And he wants us to demand that Washington give us enough apples for all of our baboons. That's okay, brother. We all black, brother. This is black, brother. Black man united today for the first time. Everybody behind Jesse Jackson. Look, when we went, I didn't go. I say we, I'm talking about my people. To Washington, D.C., marched on Washington, that last time. That was a terrible disgrace. The African-American people marched on Washington once, and they were together, and the people that joined them were joining their demonstration. But then just to get numbers, they felt they couldn't get enough numbers of blacks to march on Washington. So look, everybody, this is a homosexual demonstration. This is a women's rights demonstration. This is Hare Krishna. I think that's Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna demonstration. Whatever you got, whatever little private thing you got that you want to demonstrate. All of us go march on Washington. So what was that? A concoction of all the rejects, of all the failures, right? Of all the widows. And there the black man, he's supposed to be representing something something great and dignified. He's called all that stuff in so he can impress Washington with numbers. Now, anytime our leadership fall that low, that they will drag everything in to make an impressive show because they don't have enough numbers from people of substance. Whenever they fall that low, that's time for the masses to reject your leaders. And any of you who belong to the American Muslim community, you should reject these leaders. If you belong to the Muslims or the American Muslim, you should reject these leaders. You should reject all black leaders from now on that's doing this kind of silly thing. Just trying to make a show, and they don't care what they have to do to make it. If they have no principles, they're not men of integrity, you should reject them. And support our men in government, men in politics, men in civics or whatever, in the business. Support those men and women who are men and women of moral courage, of integrity. Support them. And turn your back on the rest of them. And be courageous enough to tell them that I'm not going to vote for. Don't be ashamed. Don't let the peer pressure of the disgraceful lot, make you ashamed to say what is your mind. Tell them, say no. Say, oh, you want a Jesse Jackson button? Say, no, I don't want no Jesse Jackson button. Say, I want a Muhammad button. Until you can come up with something from the Christian side better than Jesse Jackson, I want a Muhammad button. And if we can get our way, we'll keep a Muhammad button. But if they come up with something looking right, we'll say, okay, sure, I'll take that button. But it should be men of integrity, because this is the time when nothing is more critical for the black man, for the African-American person in this country, nothing is more critical for him than the demonstration of moral courage. That's right. This old emotional desperation won't do nothing but disgrace us more and more. So we trust that we will hear good sense and act upon good sense. But if you lack moral courage, we can't expect much from you. The worst thing that's happening to us right now is this just mushrooming thing we call black consciousness. That's the thing that's hurting us most. Why? Because it has left the meaning of race, and it ain't nothing now but a high. That's all it is. Ain't nothing but a high. So it robs us of our good senses, deprives us of the ability to make intelligent decisions and go in the right direction. I said a long time ago, and I repeat it. By accepting the white man's classification of Americans, white and black, we put ourselves in the position to be manipulated by the races and kept out of the dignity that God wants us in this country. And it's possible. In this country, it's possible. Don't give up hope of having the dignified image of race that we want in this country. We can have it in this country. Times that tell you to give up on the people of the ghetto, give up on the people of Harlem, and make you think that you are one of the special people. And really, in private quarters behind your back, they lock you in right along with those people they told you to give up on, and make you think you special with them. And then you give up on your brothers and sisters and say, well, we can't get them, they will never be intelligent, they will never be constructive in their lives, they'll never be productive, they'll never be civilized. They're fit for narcotics and fit for liquor, fit for wine, and fit for petty crimes. So what we should do is just control it. When you accept that, you join the company of the keepers of hell. You become one of the keepers of hell. You're a partner with the devil. Partner with the devil. That's what you are. So think about yourself. As I said earlier, rethink your decision and have the courage to do what some of you have done, and that is break with their cruel, devilish slave masters, and they don't look back. They say threaten us with whatever you want to threaten us with. I'd rather be dead or burnt many times over than to live in the hell and deformed image that I was in before I heard the enlightening truth of Islam. You have to have the courage to do the same. So thank you very much. Praise Allah. So we pray. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا واجعلنا من المؤمنين. اللهم ارحمنا واجعلنا من المسلمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. What time? It's too early for us. So we'll just do the... Your card, not your...